not driving tonight at all.
What about you, Dave?
You only had a couple of drinks.
And only a couple of pop.
I don't drink and drive. No way I'm getting behind the wheel when I smoked weed, too.
How are we getting home, then?
You can drive, Dave.
Come on, Dave.
Take one for the team, buddy.
Don't let weed and alcohol influence your decision to drive.
Yeah, I need a ride.
Hey everybody, how are you doing? It's your boy DC, Thursday night host of Rogers Out of the Fog.
Right, you kind of got to make your own fun.
Yeah.
Which was a transition for me, going into the morning show here.
Proud. Keep doing the amazing work, will you?
They're learning about how to hire people.
20 years of local matter, so join me every Thursday night and see what's going on in the fog.
You're watching Rogers TV St. John's.
Good evening, everybody. How are you doing out there in TV land tonight? It's your boy DC. This is Out of the Fog. We're a local matters bop right across the province, having all the cool cats over to hang out on the couch. Tonight is no exception. We have a singer, songwriter, multifaceted, amazing, and a laugh as well. Must be an O'Keefe. We got Kelsey Arsenault coming on the show. 2 songs coming up. Branches is the first. And then after we hang out with her before her last track, we're hanging out with Jennifer Collins from Planet and Purpose. It's the age of awareness, and we are talking about all things astrology and what's in it for you. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to Out of the Fog. As promised, Branches by our girl Kelsey Arsenault.
Sylvia planted the figs on a tree. Oh, all of the branches have something for me. They're looking at me. You only get one, that's all you're allowed. One tragic, remarkable race to the clouds. Make us a drink till I can figure it out. Who makes the call? Who draws the line? Who's telling my heart that now is not the time? glass of drink till I can figure it out. Who makes the call? Who draws the line? Who's telling my heart that now is not the time? Oh, now is not the time. I'm making plans I'll never see. 'Cause all of the branches have something for me.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and you just heard Branches, and now we're going to hear all about that song and everything else from the amazing Kelsey Arsenault. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, Donnie. How are you?
Oh my gosh, it's the first time we did that. Isn't it wild? It's crazy. So listen, I want to ask you, Branches we just heard, beautiful song. Tell us more about where that song came from.
So yeah, Branches, I guess, started out a couple of years ago. I read a novel by Sylvia Plath. And there's this one section in the book where she goes into detail about all the different paths of her life, or that she wants her life to take. And they kind of, I guess, sprawl out like branches on a tree, and she can never choose which direction, so she doesn't choose any. And then I guess fast forward to maybe 2 years ago when I was studying in Ontario and feeling very much the indecision and the different paths of my life kind of pulling me. And so that's kind of where the song started out, and then it grew from there.
Pardon the pun. Oh, I see what you did there. I have to ask you, songwriting. Have you always loved it, and where does it come from?
I don't know if I've always been a songwriter. I was as a kid, like I wrote, like little songs and things, and then I kind of took a break from it and focused more on piano playing. I got a degree in piano. And then I also went and got a degree in music therapy.
Wow.
So I think getting to do songwriting with clients in a therapeutic kind of context and seeing the potential of, your feelings and your emotion on paper, that kind of got me to do it a bit more intentionally. So
it's amazing.
Yeah.
So, piano player deluxe. Is that your tool of choice? Do you play anything else? What's your vehicle? Or do you even need a piano? Do you find yourself just melodically making it happen?
Yeah, I play piano, I play guitar. I'm going to do another song on guitar later, actually. But piano is definitely where I feel the most comfortable. Yeah, I think that's definitely the vessel that I like. I mean, when I'm standing, it's like, what do you do with your hands?
There's a lot going on when we're standing up playing
happening.
guitar, yeah.
But the piano can kind of ground you, and you can just kind of sit in it. I like that.
That's so beautiful, and I always wish I had learned how to play piano.
It's not too late.
Maybe you'll teach me.
Maybe I will.
I don't know. You're a busy girl. You're too busy. So let's talk about, putting out an album. And like many of us, it's a dream until you put in the work, and then you can't believe that you actually did it. What was your story?
Yeah, so I started writing a lot of the songs on this record maybe 3 years ago. And then I opened up for my friend Rosemary's album release, and I met Claire Follett there, who ended up being, she ended up producing the album.
Oh, did she? Right.
And I guess I had this collection of songs, and they were just, sitting around in my head and my heart, and I thought somebody else might want to hear them. So 2 years, I guess, ago, I started in with the demos. And then the whole process, back and forth to the studio, COVID, not COVID, It's been years of ups and downs with the pieces. And they're finally done, and now to actually hold the album in my hand is pretty surreal.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I know. It's such a journey, and no amount of discussion could ever really, for folks who, you know, who dare or who have dared to record an album, there's nothing you can say beyond the experience of living through the highs and the lows and holding it in your hands. And what do you hope for this?
Yeah, like I guess what my hope always has been with these songs, in sharing them, I hope that, you know, these experiences that were once very personal to me can connect with somebody out there. I think that's the goal of a lot of songwriters, and is the goal of mine too.
I love it. And so where can we see you next?
So next, I'm playing piano for my friend Jess at her live album release show, November 17th.
Jess.
And then Evelyn Jess, yeah. Love her.
Love her. She was on the show a few months ago. She is incredible.
Nice. Yeah, she is.
Man, all the cool people are hanging. I want to get in your circle. I'm like,
well, my partner Jordan produced her album too, so there's connections everywhere.
I love it.
And then after that, I've got a songwriter circle on November the 23rd at the Ship Inn as well with Pharaoh's Music Crowd.
Wow, that's so incredible. Listen, I'm so excited for you and for what's next. We're going to hear another song from you later in the show. And what's that?
That one is called Eastern Time. Again, also written in Ontario, because I was trailing behind, so to speak, a few hours or an hour and a half behind everyone here.
Kelsey, before we go, where can we get your music and listen to it and follow you? Where can we happen?
Yeah, so Facebook is probably the best up-to-date place. I've got just Kelsey Arsenault Music on Facebook. My Instagram handle's Kelsey Drives. So
I mean, they named it after you.
Ken Mount had it first, but I don't know.
Well, we'll figure it out. There could be some, we don't know yet, right?
There could be some overlap there. And KelseyArsenault.com is the website.
Amazing. Will you come back again?
I would love to.
I'd love to have you back. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
So guys, you want to be checking out Kelsey Arsenault. Amazing album, wicked tracks. Stick around, another one coming up. This is Out of the Fog, and we'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and I am hyped to be talking all about planets and purpose with the one and only Jennifer Collins. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm excited to be hanging out because we're already vibing on the next levelness of it all. I want to ask you before we get into this, some folks viewing at home will say, now what's all this about? This new ageness that we're here watching on the screen. And I'm here to tell you, it's what's up. It's the future of life. It's the age of awareness, I often say, but I want to hear it from you.
Cool.
First, I'm going to ask you, what led you?
Yeah, astrology has kind of been, for me, a really good tool to help me understand myself more so and pull back certain layers of self-awareness. Even now, this is my professional Virgo shirt and my Aries heels. So that's, and it took me a long time to kind of really own who I am, light and dark. So astrology's really helped me do that. It's also helped me figure out certain cycles of my life, like, because everything is not always, it's like the moon, it's not always full, right? Everything shades a little bit different. So it helps you understand that a little bit, so.
You're already got me smiling here ear to ear. I got to go back to two things you said. The first, understanding our lights and our darks, and yeah, don't we know it? And lucky because I didn't always know that, or I wasn't as woke enough or as brave enough to face myself the way that I am now. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely, and that's how you can. When you start, astrology can go frontwards and backwards. So it's so great because we learn from the past and then we can also kind of chart and work with the future, which is really nice. But yeah, getting to own the dark side of yourself. And in real astrology, there's no good or bad. It's more of the tool and how you want to manifest that tool. And knowing what's in your tool belt, which having your chart read or attending workshops or anything like that is a nice way to kind of actually say, okay, well, I want to know more now about this, and I know that your big three, your sun, moon, and rising, I always say that those are kind of a tool belt that you have that you can pull from at any given time. Like my Taurus moon always wants a little bit of comfort, but I'm stubborn. but I'm loyal. But it's kind of good to know those things, right, in our everyday life, and know that, yeah, well, my Virgo rising is going to be very professional, but then my Pisces is also very dreamy, and kind of that's the dream, and Virgo's how I get there with the ambition. So yeah, it's just the more you know about yourself, the more I think your mental health benefits, the more your physical body can benefit, because astrology has been incorporated in health a number of times. A lot of doctors years ago, many moons ago, you couldn't be a doctor unless you were an astrologer as well.
Wow,
and
that's very
so
interesting.
Much. And even kings and queens were the only ones who had astrologers up to a certain point in time. And I believe there's some people in power that are still have a number of astrologers.
Well, I like to say that, you know, the true leaders are the ones that ask for direction.
Yeah.
And that's why I have some folks around me that I love to delve into the world of astrology. And everything you're saying is so right from my lens, and I want to let folks know that, you know, I'm a bit of a Don-E-Come-lately to the whole subject, so don't think that I woke up here on the mountaintop and that I got it all figured out. No. But as I got older, the need to look inward grows, and astrology for me has been an incredible tool for that. What do you say to folks who you meet who may not know much about astrology but are interested in it beyond the definition as you've described it? What gifts can working with someone like yourself, or you know, someone who practices astrology, what are the gifts for someone who sort of delves into that?
Yeah, I think it's always interesting. Astrology gets lumped in with all of it. It's lumped in with tarot and witchcraft. It gets lumped in with everything,
it does.
Which is,
it really does.
And there's a certain level, I'd say, just kind of approach it maybe with an open mind. You want to make sure that you kind of differentiate between the certain pop astrology and then the real, I guess, sort of astrology that can help you manifest, help your mindset, help your mental health, help your physical body, all that stuff. Like, there is a little bit of a difference, right, than just saying, you know, oh, I'm a Leo, I'm going to be on stage.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, under the umbrella of astrology, what other tools do you have in your kit?
It depends. I'm moving into corporate, which is going to be a lot of fun because, believe it or not, astrology can help you integrate with coworkers. It can be a good kind of team bonding thing, so look for that early in January.
Nice.
And we're also moving into a lot of, we're going to do some painting with Clay Cafe, so paint your own chart, which is going to be really cool because then you physically, because when I do the readings, it's an hour.
Right.
But it's so much information in the hour that I always look for ways to either work one-on-one after, and I always get texts and emails like, and what about this? And now I know this, so it kind of just settles in. It's like kale, right? It takes a bit to chew.
Yeah.
That is like, so yeah, I have that for the one-on-ones, and then also astrology in adolescence is another thing, which can really help. Like you said, sometimes when you know, in your chart, you're told certain things, like, you know, you're Leo when you grow up, you're this and this. Astrology in adolescence is really nice. The training I got from the lady in the UK, just to be able to work with teenagers, and it's such an important time in your life. You're getting hit with a bunch of cycles at that time that really can lay the foundation for who you are the rest of your life, right?
Wow.
And we tend to just go, oh, you know, teenagers are this or that, but when you really work with them, I mean, you can unleash some beautiful, beautiful things.
No doubt about it. I love that.
Yeah.
Talk about the role of intuition in your everyday life.
Oh, the role, I kind of just, I call it like, do you know the movie Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yes.
You know when Captain Jack Sparrow has that compass and it doesn't point north, it points to what he wants?
Yeah.
Like, that's my intuition all the time. I tell everybody always, just follow that. Whether it's like, okay, watch this Instagram post and then all of a sudden you're gonna, you know, whatever, however weird it is, or it's like, take a walk here, or go for a coffee here, like, follow your intuition, I think. And then with astrology, you can kind of go a little bit deeper into that on your north and south node, like what direction, I guess, in life have you kind of been called towards? What are, you know, your north node is your north star, which is the direction you should be heading in life. And that's always the uncomfortable side. And that's where we need to go, right?
I know.
Do what's Yeah, like this is uncomfortable for me. You're making it very comfortable, thank you. But like just being out in public talking about astrology, you don't know how people are going to take it, and it has a lot of the stigma attached to it, right? Like, oh well, you must go home and chant and have a black cat or do it. Like, you know, I think it can be very professional. I think it can be very profound. It's another lens to view your life with. And it can definitely peel back the layers of self-awareness to really help our mental health in ways, you know. So
I agree with you, because oftentimes, you know, I would wonder if we end up engaging in distractions to numb us from having to do the work and to look in on our lives. And I find that oftentimes we will reach for distraction versus doing the work. Absolutely. What is the expression, you know, the path to the place you need to go involves facing the thing that you fear the most. It's like, and that's, it's an interesting way to look at life. And yet, if you're woke to the possibilities of life and reflection and gaining understanding, then this is the arena to be in. Do you think that this, I use the word industry, but it's such a wrong word to use, but do you think that what you do is becoming more mainstream and more accepted, and that more folks are seeking it out?
It's interesting. Like, I see a huge shift. Like, I think a lot of people have kind of talked about it, so there is definitely a shift happening. I won't get into what planets. I think that is kind of contributing to that, but it's definitely up and coming. So within definitely after 2024, we're going to see a huge shift into more people, more community, more getting through this together, more networking, and our eyes being open to different structures, let's just say, because I think, you know, we'll have to build these parallel structures to the other structures that are existing, and, you know, astrology can definitely be a piece of that, along with music therapy, along with art, along with all of this stuff is kind of ushering in a beautiful way.
It really is.
Yeah.
We're craving it, we're seeking it, and that's very exciting.
It is, and it's just, and everyone together, right?
Exactly.
Like, and I'm getting, there's just goosebumps.
Well, we don't get anywhere alone, and we need guides, and we need to be guided, and we need to be moving and headed somewhere anyway. So it's an energy we want to embrace. I have to ask you, when it comes to the sun and the moon and the rising, can you define that?
Yeah, your sun sign. So everybody says, you know, you pick up the paper and, oh, look, Pisces, I'll meet someone today. You don't. Like that's the pop astrology, right? But your sun is basically, you know, again, center of the universe, kind of like that's your soul expression. Okay. Your moon is kind of where your emotions lie. They say some sort of your past, can also represent mom, different things like that in your chart. And then your rising sign is actually where the axis of the earth was too, the horizon it's called. So the horizon is where the sun rose the moment you took your first breath. So I love it. I do this all the time in my, because the sun is rising here, and then it goes, this is the top of your chart, and then it sets, and then so this is your descendant, this is your ascendant. So that's more of the mask that you wear to the outer world. So basically, yeah, I'm a Virgo rising, but I'm a Pisces sun. So whenever I would read pop astrology as a kid, it wouldn't really, it resonated a bit, but it was like, you're messy, you're unorganized. I'm like, I'm actually not. It was my Virgo rising. Right. Keeps me really neat and tidy and organized. So once you incorporate all three, I think you have a really powerful toolkit every day.
So I'm very into this, as you can tell. I'm losing my mind. So I have to ask you, how can folks watching this show tonight in our final couple of minutes here, or like we'll say minute, how can folks reach you? Okay, planetsandpurpose.com, and then I also have Planets and Purpose on Instagram. Love it. And yeah, I think that's it. I want to get you at the gram. Well, the gram's where we're living anyway, let's be honest.
For now, yeah, so just a website and that for now.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Jennifer. I really appreciate what you're bringing into the world, and the clients, I'm sure, are loving what you're doing with them, because it's what they're doing for them.
It is, yeah, it's all about self-work, and I just trigger it.
Exactly. You're the guy.
You can like me or not.
Well, we do. Will you come back?
Absolutely.
I love it. Can't wait.
Thank you so much.
Guys, check out yourself via Jennifer Collins, Planets and Purpose. It's the age of awareness, baby. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break. Well, guys, that was another episode of Out of the Fog, almost in the can. Thank you so much, Jennifer Collins from Planets and Purpose and the Astrological Times. We can't wait to learn more about it. And to sing us out, it's Eastern Time by the one and only Kelsey Arsenault. This is Out of the Fog, and we'll see you next time.
You make it sound so pretty. You pull the lines up off the page, and I'm not the only one's been living in your yesterdays, your yesterdays. Oh, there's a resonance that echoes in the aching night you spoke of the rivers running cool and clear before the levee broke. But I never crossed that riverbank or made it to the deck or to Montreal inside a wall you just can't recollect. Oh, enthrallment of a decade of the past and of the times. Keep this in the simple chords. They worked for Dylan and Ron Hines. It's not shattering significance, awakening my mind. Well, I'm just trailing behind while I'm stuck in Eastern time. Well, I met you in October, and I took you for a drive, and we talked about the places where our souls, they might survive. But there's that sudden hesitation, makes me shudder, makes me sigh, makes me wanna stall and keep the fall, keep memory alive. Oh, enthrallment of a decade of the past and of the times. Keep this in the simple chords. They worked for Dylan and Ron Hines. It's not shattering significance, awakening my mind. Oh, how long can our memories survive? Oh, if you think it, well, I think it, can they ever really die? How long can we keep memory alive? Well, I'm still trailing behind, but we'll dance on every line while I'm stuck in Eastern time.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media.
It'd be a tragedy if we were losing one person to drug overdose every day. 5, 7, or 12 people, that would be unimaginable. But in Canada, we lose 20 people to overdose every single day. That's a crisis.